Hey yo, salute to all my subscribers. Special shout out to everybody else passing through. YouTube, what's good? All right, so I'm back again. Another video in the 50 video campaign. 50 secrets it's okay to keep from your partner. Remember, there's a playlist on this channel titled the same, 50 secrets it's okay to keep from your partner. That's where all of these videos will live going forward. Deadline is Friday for 50 videos, probably about 13, 14 or 15 in at this point. So we're going to keep it moving. As a quick side note, if you're just passing through, not yet subscribed, please do so now. I invite you to stay a while because these are the kind of things we do on this channel. We try to bring relationships closer together, try to help each other become better at relating, and if for nothing else, to just share the experiences that we've had in our relationships, because sometimes people don't feel comfortable talking to their friends or their partner about certain shit, because sometimes people just don't know that they're not the only ones going through shit. People suffer in silence because they think they're suffering alone. And this platform is open because I guarantee you, if you're watching this and you think that, there's nothing new under the sun. There's no new experience under the sun. The only thing that differentiates what I go through in life from what the next person goes through in life, from what you go through in life, it really just is about how we internalize and process those different experiences. There's nothing new. Everybody has been through everything, and the shit is just recycled. And that's just the way it is. And I think if more people realize that, one, people wouldn't take things in their relationship to mean when something goes wrong that it's the end of the world, because it happens to everyone. It's not just you. And I feel like the more people that know it's not just them, then they can start to understand it's more normal than you think to have issues in your relationship and have different spats in your relationship. And it doesn't have to mean the relationship is over. It just means maybe you got some more work to do. It just means maybe there's some communication that needs to be had. So that's why I wanted to come through and do this 50 secrets it's okay to keep from your partner. It's an MSN article I came across. And I'm just chopping through these fables one by one. This next one, you don't feel attracted to your partner anymore. The article says, this is an incredible, hurtful thing to say to your romantic partner because it implies they are to blame for your loss of attraction, and it attacks their self-confidence. Before blurting this out, think about how you'd want them to handle it if they felt this way about you, and what might need to happen for your feelings to reignite. All right, so this one here is kind of twofold, right? On one hand, just because it can sound crazy, it can come across as hurtful, I understand why the article is saying be careful before you mention this to your partner. And that goes with anything, right? If you have a good relationship and a good rapport with your partner, and you two aren't currently in one of those valleys, and I say that because all is fair in love and war. We all know this. And when two people are arguing or in a disagreement or having a spat, people will say whatever, right? Because in an argument, the point is to win that shit, right? When people are fighting, the point is to win that shit. So all consideration goes out the window. I don't got to tell y'all that. That's fucking relationship 101. We all know that shit. It's not about being right or wrong. It's just that's the way the fucking shit is. That's the battlefield that's set up for love and war, and that's what happens, right? But generally speaking, when it's peacetime, you know what I'm saying, and nobody's firing shots and everything's cool, yeah, you want to approach these types of things carefully, right? In a sensitive manner. Having said that, though, you 100%, okay, so this depends, right? This is another one of those things that follows the ebbs and flows, the natural occurrence of the process of a relationship. Remember I said, if you're with someone long enough, like a living situation, a marriage, years and years on in with that person, there are going to be peaks and valleys. There are going to be times when you are completely in love with that person, when that infatuation is there. And there are going to be times when you barely like that person. There are going to be times when you are super attracted to that person, and there are going to be times when you're not. That's just natural for anybody. We're human beings. We come in and out of different phases and stages in our lives. Attraction, again, is physical, right? That's the aesthetic nature of something or someone and how you perceive that, right? Attraction is also emotional. Attraction is also sexual. And so if you notice, if you've been in a relationship long enough, you know that most people, when they get into relationships, after a long enough time, they get comfortable. People start gaining weight. People start letting themselves go. That's the physical part. And of course, when a person met you, you no longer look the way you did when they met you. So of course you know that visually how they look at you is going to change, because that happens in every relationship. Unless it's two people or somebody who is just one of those gym freaks who are just all about being health conscious and they never let themselves go. Salute to y'all. But 8 out of 10 relationships, people gain weight, people don't look the same, people get comfortable, people don't go out and do as many active things as they did. It's just a part of growing up, right? It is what it is. That's fine, right? Because most people aren't going to be attracted to you in the same way that they were when they first met you 2, 3, 4, 5 years later. That's just life, bro. Like it just is. Of course, you appreciate the people that work hard to keep themselves looking right, but everybody don't do that. I'm not going to indict them for that. It is what it is. So that happens, right? The emotional part. Your relationships are fucking war, and it's work. I don't care how well connected you two are. I don't care how healthy overall your relationship is. For anybody who does not think relationships are work, you're dead wrong. Hold on. Relationships are work. They will always be. It's a constant struggle. It's a constant evolution. It's a constant dedication to continue to evolve and to grow together rather than apart. It just is what it is. And so naturally, over time, as different things come up, as different things happen, as different things are said and talked about, and as people grow into themselves as individuals, as they get older and have more experiences and become wiser, naturally, things are going to shift for you at different times, especially if the two people are growing at different rates individually. So emotionally, as kids come into the picture, as different changes with life and work happens, maybe certain medical issues come into play for one partner or the other. Naturally, emotions fluctuate, and you're not going to be attracted. If you're with somebody for 10 years, you're not going to be attracted to them visually, emotionally, straight through that whole 10 years. There's going to be times where you feel things you don't even know what you're feeling. You don't even realize the attraction is different. You don't even realize the emotional connection is weaker than it used to be, or not as strong as it will be again. It's just natural course, a natural part for the course, right? It just is what it is. That's just life. What I would say is this. You want to know if you're just into one of those grooves, like I mentioned before in one of the other points on the article, or if it's consistent, right? If it's one of those grooves, cool out, because that may go away. That may, you know what I'm saying? That may come back on its own, because that does happen organically. But if you start to notice that attraction is affecting you more and more every day, and it's prolonged and it's consistent, and to the point where fights are starting, arguments are happening, there are bigger issues coming into play because you notice now you just don't give a fuck as much, right? Because that attraction, you deliberately don't want to have sex with them anymore. We're not talking about just for like a few days or a week, because despite what you women would like to think, even men don't want to have sex 24/7. Not men who are out there with shit to do. I'm fucking busy, bro. Like, I work a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing a lot. I'm a busy person. I get tired. Sometimes I don't want to fucking be touched for a few days, for a week. It is what it is. It's healthy. And people take that shit the wrong way. But if it's like a month, 2 months, 3 months, you know what I'm saying? It may be time to think, okay, maybe I'm just not feeling this person like that no more. And then it's time to have a conversation. If you notice that it's prolonged, that it's starting to affect the other person or your mood or the relationship, or if there's kids involved, the household, then yes, you need to have a conversation. Please have a conversation. Let that person know, straightforward and honest, and no matter how they'll take it. There's a difference between being straightforward and honest and being mean, being brutal, being hurtful. Because if it was me, yes, 100%, I would want to know, because now we got to figure out what we're going to do here. We got to figure out how we're going to move going forward. Do we need to, I don't know, try and figure out a way to reconnect? Do we need to go our separate ways? Do we need a break? These are the types of things that have to be talked about. And they're very hard to talk about. It's very uncomfortable. And it's always going to be more uncomfortable, slightly more uncomfortable for the other person. But you have to, for your sanity, for the other person's sanity, for the continued health of the relationship, if you're able to figure it out, or for the betterment of both individuals so that no more time is wasted, you have to have a conversation. You have to figure it out. So find a way to become comfortable enough to talk about that situation, because it is that important. And it just is. And I hope that on this one, y'all don't disagree with this, because it's important. Please don't get to the point where you are sure that you don't have attraction for your partner and you're continuing to string them along. You're continuing to lead them on, because even if you're the best of the best boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife there is, when that happens, it's a breeding ground. If you ignore it and try to push through it anyway and don't tell them, it's a breeding ground for contentment and resentment. And as things happen more and more, they're going to annoy you more. They're going to bother you more. And so these are the cracks that allow other things and people to slip in and further damage that relationship. So have the conversation. Is what it is. Let me know what y'all think about this one. I don't pretend to know everything. I just know what I know. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace and love.